What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back. Pause or set play here, and after a lot of effort today, finally managed to get the Outbreak Prime pulse rifle. This is the secret exotic weapon that you can get from the Wrath of the Machine raid. Definitely the most difficult or longest quest in Destiny, and certainly I would not have been able to figure this out on my own. So kudos and props to all the guys who pioneered and helped make guides on how to get this weapon. Nonetheless, though, it is a very difficult weapon to get. A lot of moving parts. Yeah, by far the most complicated quest that I've played in Destiny, and I think most people would agree with that. First, let's take a look at the perks. This is probably what stands out right away. 390 attack. I know some people are kind of speculating on whether or not this was intentional. I kind of think it was. You know, I know some people think it may be like a black spindle situation where it's dropping higher than they wanted, but I kind of think this is what they wanted it to be at. As far as your ballistics go, I'm going with smooth ballistics. This is, in my opinion, the way to keep it closest to the Hawksaw archetype, which is obviously one of the best weapons for PvP. You got Outlaw. The third column has a number of different perks. I'm going with fitted stock. Again, helps out the stability a bit, and I don't know if the added range there would be as much of an impact. And then the signature perk here. So you check that out. It says precision kills release a SIVA nanite swarm that attacks other enemies. And this is in addition to its standard perk, the corruption spreads. This basically, as you hit enemies, SIVA comes out and hits other guys, and the fallen guys get hit even worse. So this, much like a lot of the weapons from the raid, this is a weapon that you could really use in both PvP and PvE. Switching gears here real quick, take a look at the fusion rifle, for instance. So charge rate super high, impact decent, range is amazing, stability is awesome. The perks, Army of 1 and 2 for 1. Obviously, that's going to help out in both PvP and PvE. So this is a great weapon for Crucible. The added bonus to Fallen, awesome for PvE. And bonus agility, hey, you can't beat that. So I think one of the themes here for these weapons from the raid is, hey, make them viable for both game modes. And Outbreak Prime is no different. Like I mentioned earlier, this is in the Hawksaw archetype. Hawksaw, one of the best weapons you can use in Crucible. Now, of course, you are going to be using the exotic slot here. So, you know, in my case here, I'm going to be using either Ash Factory or Ruin Wake. But, you know, you are making that trade-off if you're used to using Truth or the sword or what have you. But that's the perks. That's I think the pluses and minuses to it. We know it's good for both game modes. Let's kind of see it in action. So I jumped into patrol here on Cosmodrome. I kind of just like this area.
And the stars. Dead orbit will pay for their elimination.
So you can see the weapon glowing like crazy. The sights are awesome. It may be difficult to hear, but the sound is interesting too. With the Outlaw perk, the reload is insane on this weapon. It does have more bullets than Hawksaw does as well, so that's another benefit. Of course, Hawksaw does have much higher range and stability, so there is some differences there. But now you can kind of see the weapon. It starts glowing red now. This makes the nanite swarm available. It's not going to happen every single precision kill you get. It's only when this weapon is kind of charged up, and that happens over a bit of time. It's going to happen pretty frequently though. So there's the swarm right there. You can imagine if there's a group of enemies or a boss, for instance, where you're going to be getting a lot of these hits pretty consistently. You can imagine that doing quite a bit of damage. So I think the natural comparison that people make is, hey, this is basically a pulse rifle that has wolfpack rounds, and in some ways that's a apt comparison. Of course, the biggest difference being they don't hit as hard, obviously, and it's not going to happen every single time you get a kill on this weapon. So overall, though, I mean, these guys are dying right away, but you see that poor guy, he got killed by the nanite swarm. So the fallen guys are really going to get messed up by this weapon. Definitely going to be useful in the raid as well, you know, unless you're using a Gjallarhorn for the boss, or if you're using Raze Lighter, for instance, for the captains. I know they're pretty tough at one point. This is going to be a good weapon to get DPS on the boss, I think, because it's going to do a lot of damage anyway, because it does more damage against fallen. But then you're also going to get the extra damage from the nanite swarm. So I know I was in a raid group and they were doing particularly well with this weapon on the final boss. So whether or not I would use it over Raze Lighter or Gjallarhorn, I really don't know. I'd probably lean towards no, to be honest, just because I am more used to and comfortable with those weapons, and we know how valuable they can be in PVE. So the biggest difference though with this is you can hop into Iron Banner with this and do well, or you can hop into Wrath of the Machine and do well. So it's a very user-friendly weapon that can be used in a variety of situations, and I think that's what makes this weapon and the raid weapons in general attractive this time around. So there you have it. I'll try to get some gameplay footage in Iron Banner tomorrow. I plan on using this in Supremacy. I believe that's the game mode tomorrow, so check out for that. If you want to see more videos of this, let me know as well. If you want to see it in certain situations, let me know as well. And any other questions, I'll be happy to answer or do my best to. So, as always, thanks.